one of the basic concepts for all of marketing is the concept of the target market. And you can read by this definition that you see on the slide. It also incorporates the marketing mix, and the ultimate goal here is to meet the needs of that group, and ultimately, again, resulting in mutually satisfying exchanges. We talked about exchanges before, and obviously with the target market, you want an exchange with them and the marketing organization. The external environment is important to understand as well. The factors within the external environment are important to the managers. They can be classified as social, demographic, economic, technological, political, and legal, and competitive. You have to first understand how customers buy, where they buy, what they buy, and when they buy. It's important to also understand what drives consumer decisions, and then identify the most valuable customers, and then try to understand their needs. Social change is one of the most difficult external variable for marketing managers to predict, influence, or integrate into marketing plans. Social factors also influence the products people buy, the price they pay, and the effectiveness of social promotions, and how and where and when people expect to purchase products. In our society, a value is a strongly held and enduring belief. You see on the screen the 4 basic values shown are influenced by the attitudes and lifestyles during the first 200 years in the U.S. Self-sufficiency, which is every person should stand on his or own 2 feet. Upward mobility, which is success comes with getting on an education, working hard, and playing by the rules. And a work ethic is hard work, dedication to family, and frugality are moral and right. Conformity is no one should expect to be treated differently from everybody else. Values are formed through interaction with family, friends, influencers, such as teachers, religious leaders, politicians. This environment can also play a role in shaping those values. Values influence how we buy and the buying habits that we have. Consumers demand high-quality goods that save energy, time, calories, all sorts of different things. Furthermore, products must be durable and not break down. This slide shows the ranked characteristics of product quality that are important to consumers. A lifestyle is a mode of living. People are choosing products and services that meet diverse needs and interests rather than conforming to traditional stereotypes. Social media is huge in our society right now. There is some evidence that social media users feel a greater sense of companionship and support than non-social media users. Successful use of social media requires more than receiving likes on Facebook, but creating a relationship based on shared interests with the consumer. Firms use social media in a variety of ways, but one way to look at social media is if Facebook were a country, it would be the world's 3rd largest behind China and India. That's how much it's used. Demographic factors are an uncontrollable variable in the external environment. The study of people's vital statistics such as age, race, ethnicity, and location. Demographic characteristics are strongly related to consumers and their buying behavior. This is an organization, tweens, or a group of people, that marketers refer to an age cohort group. Tweens, and you'll see in the next coming slides, teens, Generation Y, Generation X, baby boomers. Each of these groups has its own needs, values, and consumer buying patterns. Here's teens, a large group. Millennials, Generation X, and baby boomers. Obviously, growing ethnic markets in our world are expanding, and you'll see the groups of people that are listed there and how they're growing in our world today and impacting markets. One specific group is nearly 60% of Hispanic Americans are of Mexican descent. Puerto Rico makes up just under 10% of Hispanics, this group, and others groups like Central Americans, Dominicans, South Americans, and Cubans each account for less than 5% of all Hispanics. Hispanics will choose brands that reflect their native values and their culture. Asian Americans represent only 6% of the U.S. population. They have the highest average family income of all groups, which is $68,780. 52% of all Asian Americans over the age of 25 have at least a bachelor's degree. The 4 economic areas of greatest concern to marketers are consumers, income, their purchasing power, inflation, and recession. Incomes fell the most in the Southwest and Florida. These are also the largest declines in home values and housing construction. Increased standards of living are a function of purchasing power. When income is high relative to the cost of living, people have more discretionary income. In times of low inflation, businesses seek to increase their profit margins by increasing their efficiency, and the buyer will not pay more for a product than the subjective value he or she puts on it. Beginning in December 2007, the collapse of inflated housing prices triggered what became the global recession of 2007 to 2009. The declining stock market, growing unemployment, and collapsing home prices have all taken a toll on consumer confidence and has influenced all kinds of purchasing decisions for the consumer. Companies attempting to innovate often limit their searches to areas they are already familiar with, as you see here. Business needs government regulations to protect new innovation for new technology and interests of society in general. Regulatory agencies shown on this slide are 3 federal agencies most directly and actively involved in marketing affairs: Consumer Product Safety Commission, Food and Drug Administration, and the Federal Trade Commission. The popularity of the internet for collecting consumer information has alarmed many consumers who like their privacy. The competitive environment includes the number of competitors a firm must face, the relative size of the competitors, and the degree of interdependence with the industry. A lot of technology advances can bring in a whole new set of competitors that can change a firm's business model. This is the end of Chapter 4.